Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to do a Clearview talk about community matters and universal matters. And this usually is the politics session of the psychic medium readings that I do. So when I do this, I'm already thinking, what do I need to go away from? As soon as I do this hand sign, it's something that I grew up with and grew up around. If they did something like this, it's just go and do a pivot and go sit down, because you just need to sit and keep your mouth shut and just listen and just observe, because observancy was key, which meant there's a degree of like a jury of peers going on, especially by the way this new political administration is coming in, the Trump administration. I wouldn't say it is a typical heinous reign, but it's definitely made known that there's no tolerances in any type of party, Democrat, Republican, to independent, to Green Party, to anything about health, welfare, and safety. When you continue to violate policy, procedure, protocols, it's so outward and blatantly obvious in your face that you just actually can't even get anything done. So when you actually go into work, and this is something that a lot of people had argued for a little bit, that it is uh, like a work hostile environment. And so when I look at it and I say, absolutely, absolutely, you can even try to put words in my mouth, but that is actually what is the bestseller. When I do, I say I'm a standalone, I'm a sit alone, but still with like whatever I can do in magic, somebody's just got to put it right in my mouth, because they know better and they know best and they're omnipotent. There it is, right out of the bat. It is omniscient and omnipotent. But literally, if they want to go ahead and piss on everything, go right ahead. You just can't even do it hard enough. So, with that being said, it's not being derogatory. You're allowed to say at least one naughty word in these videos that everyone had started making, as long as you remain in your form, whatever form you decided to stay in. But actually, when it became a containment order, that you can't even see it high enough at all on the basis of known. So when I look at it, and I have to say, you start spelling deal, DEIL, and DIEL, I actually have to start looking for the dime bags everywhere, because it's a cocaine value. So when I actually look at it and I say, no, nothing can be done, and they spell it DUN, I say, they watch Dahmer too much. So when I see this and I actually look down to where here it is in my town of Ashford, and they say there's containment orders in here. And I say, why are there containment orders? Look at the canisters, like we can't even do it. It actually is like zoning and commission. And exactly what we were talking about in another video was about how here in Connecticut, they just passed another issue out on the table as legislature, but really they didn't have to. It really was about how the farming equipment was being taxed in one area but not another. Actually, per law, everything was supposed to be taxed. That's all you need to know. Is that heinous? No, it's been like that since the Civil War. So with that being said, how do you find that? It's under civil law. That's where you can find it. You can go sit in any courthouse and you can study law all day long. All day long. All right, White Sage Tarot, what is actually coming about this? There are some stances, but let's talk about what DEI was doing that I can see as a psychic. It was a sit-in. It wasn't just so much ethics and diversity. It was something about a sit-in that went right to Wuhan, that went right to all these things, that all of a sudden, like, you were able to do remote work and you can put two and two together. So when I actually say, is that a proper leak? No, it's a psychic reading. It's a psychic reading from what I can see. So when I say that, you have to know it. N-O, knock it out, and also K-N-O-W. So when I look at this to the highest degree of max to a nun, actual nun that I see on TikTok, basically dancing her way trying to make money, and it's real from a convent. I can't even believe it. So there is no logic that's on the table, but it's a waste away. There's something in politics when you say waste away, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So when I see it and I see Two of Pentacles, that's the money loss. That's the balance of everything, even energies, where they can't even walk straight. So when I see the Knight of Pentacles, any legal, lawful policy, procedure, protocol, offer on contracts is on the table, they're really going to review hard on everything. Those are the partnerships. This is the Two of Cups that they're really looking for, more ways than one. It is a celebratory everything about those Two of Cups. It's a good celebration. But in reality, there's nothing. It's almost criminal to file for bankruptcy. So when I look at this at the Three of Pentacles, you have to say, if someone actually came to my door and said, all I have is peanut butter bread and eggs, but I need to get like cleared out, I'm not clear, I'd have to say everyone would hold that back. But me knowing me, I'd say all of a sudden we're looking at prohibition again. That's where people's mindset is starting to share. So there is like learning with the Three of Pentacles. You got the Three of Swords in reverse, and it is actually pretty nasty. That really, really hurts. Where is it? Literally, they're on TikTok and they're saying, no, I'm an AFib, I'm an A flutter. Nine of Pentacles. Here's EMS. Here's, rescue. What are we supposed to do about it? There's only so much we're allowed to carry per federal guidelines. Everything. Everything. Now, when it comes to the small businesses running out of their house to the mom and pop shops, you are regulated, highly regulated. So when I see this Nine of Pentacles, it's prudency on a pathway of known. It's actual patience. When you actually feel your body pull yourself back, that's when you should stop everything. And that is where, when it comes to big politics, to Capitol Hill, everywhere in any country, all the way through being, king and queen, down to someone who's just sitting at the desk in town hall saying, no, I'm not talking about it. And they're saying, why? Why can't you? You have to say, that's where everything gets angry. So I digress. It really is about securement. Everyone is a little upset, especially what came out of my mouth the last 2 days in a psychic reading about IRAs. So when I look at this and I say the King of Wands comes in with honor, this is something about sitting. The strength comes in and says, it comes in so strong, not only through the media, but right down to the post office, that says this source of this type of dictatorship, you're not to be known, because Department of Justice just prosecuted whoever was in on the issues about the president, but they didn't say what president. Inference. That's where you got to go. So when I look at Wheel of Fortune, it's all on luck. It is literally the show. You watch Wheel of Fortune, you say, it is any color, it is any day, it is any vacation, it is any sum of money to monetary balance to anything, with this Eight of Cups saying, no can do. It is spilt milk with the Eight of Cups, because you can't even do it. Halt, stop, what happened? Co-op orders, everything is delayed. It is absolute travesty. This week was going to be the week where Anything small was going to trip you up and pop you off because it meant actual true difficulty. Now with this actually comes in with female energy, and I'm seeing actual country with female energy. That is what's causing the chaos. That's what's causing the tower moment. The tower moment actually is like highly abrupt energy where you hit a wall. All right, let's go to the Akashic Tarot. All righty. Here we go. This one is a little bit harder to dig. This has to do with roads. Why would you have to consult your physician about road structure? Department of Transportation. Fated meeting. Nasty. This was destined to happen. Why is it destined? Because everything that has played out over a 319 to a 412 419 to a 312 19483 form comes in that you can't reverse sands of time, where a camel is best in Ashford for transportation. Caught in ruins. Absolutely caught in the ruins. It is a dismay of a dispense and dispel. Prophesied? No, not prophesied, because it was only 3 years ago. Let me remind you, prophecies have to be 80 years. And so solid, meaning written, undisturbed, not even open on a sealed envelope to be considered valid. So when I see the ascent in reverse, it is quite the descent that comes through when everyone says there's no going about anywhere until it is clear. Everywhere in each house, to every employer, that there is no travel right now. Will, wisdom, and mind. Wisdom had it to best. To best. That's an old sign saying this, meaning this. All who see it is true. Now, did I throw it down? Nope. Proper form. The Uriel in the Sphinx says this. When you sit there and you actually look at town and you're looking at sand all around you in one area, and another town goes, yeah, I have like nil none niche. You can't even make it up. Was it summer, winter, or fall? This actually has to talk about an old thing that happened in Texas and Arkansas and Nebraska during Bonnie and Clyde. And I always go back to these stories and I wonder why as a psychic. But it really is about a ghost town. And ghost town was not so much filled with spirits, but with dank, dark liquid of the barrels, like rum barrels. And then it became the chess game. It became the chess game afterwards. That's why a lot of times they were saying, watch the waters. Loving elementals, I have to say, it really is the minors, it's the children, the teenagers, to actual like looking at lab values of someone who is sick, at their minerals and elements about them when they look at it, and physicians will understand that brings it together for the rest of the week. So there really is like no clearing the way, but you can't even say it hard enough. You can't even say it hard enough. The winged messengers in reverse is really going to come in on a nasty message, like in plain language, it's just like a text message or an email, but really it's like you caught wind of something. And the Queen of Keys in reverse means there's no unlocking it. That's where we kind of go into the next video for tomorrow, and it's about the obscurities of the unlocking. In anything. Don't even look about. Just do what you have to do. Lastly, with this is a known path. We have been through this in the United States before and multiple countries, but in reality, you just can't even see it. Can't even see it. So, when we go through on a through to be it all, you have to say you can't even sting. You can't even sting. Alrighty, let's go to the Starseed Oracle. A lot to be had. A lot to be had. All right. Bringing the unconscious tonight. That is the light. That's the light. You can't even see it. The unconscious. Bringing the potential, the unveiling. That's what he was talking about. So when I'm looking at universal, where would it be here in the United States, where it actually goes to the highest point of known to none, N-O-N-E, where other countries are this. It's something about a song that the elders sing. Something about a family reunion, I'm not sure. But really, when you look at it, everyone's going to be a little weird to wired where you can't even believe it. Can't even believe it. So when I say that, when my voice actually changed and my dialect, that's normal for a magician. I'm probably in the middle of something that's coming through, blocking. So when I look at it, birth and creations, tapestry of life, that is how it's going to be. All of a sudden, they're like, I'm a magician. Watch. And then they snap their fingers like this, right everywhere. And they go, you're just an addict. You're an addict. So when I see it, the birth and creation, tapestry of life, they all got together. And I hate to be ill on this movie, but the Sanderson sisters couldn't even get it right. But they got it more right in Hocus Pocus than some of them out in the community. All you need to know is that it was a wild card and the doors were opening and it was the portals and they could just throw it up any which way they could. And when they said that, you had to say, you had to let yourself be seen. It's like we've been living under a rock to actually being labeled as having an intelligence of a rock. But I have to digress. Also, I might have a little bit more IQ than a rock. So when I look at it and I say that the intelligence of the universe lies within you, you already know what to do because you do it every day. But is it instinct or intuition, or you have to be told? So there are new solutions. There's new beginnings. I wouldn't buck the system right now because people wanted a cleanup. They really did. All of a sudden, it's, that's that blue flame that's coming right through. Sometimes you just got to say yes to change. All right. Let's go to the Pleiadian Oracle. All right, crystalline grids. One says, "What's this white powder?" And the other one looks at the stars and says, "The new moon, really came through, is to come through, was coming through. The full moon was too. To all of this, is this Mercury retrograde? Because nothing's working." And then when you actually look and you say the mothership and you're looking and you're like, this has got to be what they were saying. And then you're looking for the actual car and it's no, it's not there. You're still in the service. Someone actually does show up in a couple areas and says, I'm here. Telepathy. I heard it. I felt it. I saw it. I felt a word come up here. Why do we have to know that in Clearview Talk for community and universal matters? It really is a sign. Some people have actually, like literally lived through it where it's so nasty. It's so nasty. So when I look at it and I have to say, you need to actually understand that this is nasty and you can't even get through. I'm looking right at a big star. And I said, first it was Orion, and then it was going to be the Big Dipper, which is really the North Star. And when you're looking at the North Star and you're looking at all the constellations for the rest of the month as it goes through astrology, let me tell you, politics does follow astrology. It follows everything. When it comes in and it has star royalty, when you actually go about your day and having this, when I'm looking at this card, it's just saying it is how you present yourself in daily life that anywhere they're going to recognize it and it's going to propel you forward, that timeline jump. That's where that passion is. It's just respect, honoring yourself and others. All right. Let's go through. Now, there's a few things that want to come through these decks. It's really hard tonight, but we're going to go straight to the crystal quartz. Everything is known, all forms of the spelling, and you sit there and you have to cry. But when you sit there and you actually have to cry, you can't even do it well. You can't even do it well. You have to sit there and you have to say, I'm solid. I'm solid. I can't even believe you did this. And a family member walks in and they're like, no, I got everything all set. I was all done. I was done. I couldn't even believe it. So when I look at everything and I say, yeah, it was true. It was true. You can't even see it coming. It is so derogatory to everyone's existence. They're all smoking a cigarette on their front porch, waiting for officers or anyone else to show up and to talk about the community matters. All right, Animal Spirit Oracle. I hear, be mindful of your posts. All of it. Be very mindful. If you don't have the experience, the licensure, the badge, or the credentials, or anything like that, I wouldn't even. Here we go. Now the unicorn, You would say that's a rarity, but really that's something that makes everything cry by Thursday. There's something of a going to, and I don't see the Capitol Hill raid on January 6th that this card is alluding to, maybe, but really it isn't. The fire ant really comes in and says, there's something about going to town and actually just filling out 1 or 2 papers in your DONE. Because the stingray in reverse means you can't even have your chakras on. You got to be in the off position. Now, when it says starfish in reverse, I wouldn't even go fishing. I wouldn't even listen to the band Fish right now. But that's just me. Do as your own. Take what resonates and what doesn't. Meaning this, whatever makes you ill, go ahead and take it. I don't promote ill. So when I look at it and I say tiger in reverse, it's an impending charge. It's not even a charge whatsoever. If you feel like you're getting ill because you've had a lot of instances in your life, go get checked out. So when I see this, here it is. This is golden egg. Again, it was supposed to drop down any day, any moment. Butterfly, you're going to get the message. Whatever it is, whoever it is, whatever you've been looking for, even if it's in the wind, you're going to hear it this week. Otter in reverse. It's like a canoe with its oars on a stay put order. And then when you look at it and you look at elk, there's hunting, there's deer, but there's no going about it. You cannot. Camel, trolling, absolute trolling. Just go get it. Just go get the cigarettes. Owl, wise watchover. Lizard in reverse, cantankerous. I think there needs to be a cantankerous review because truly the octopuses came out with its tentacles reaching out. So with that being said, there is no missed messages as far as the last 3 to 4 weeks per se. You want to look at this as the nightingale? Nothing. Can't even hardly get that award some days. All right. We look at this. Literary Witches Oracle, and that will be it for the night. This is for the rest of the week, what we need to know. All right, intellect. Why would we need to know intellect? All forms of the meaning. You'll figure it out. It'll be right there. Grotesque humor. A pulling out to a pulling out service. Untamed ventures. Something that's been in the back of your head that comes forward and goes, This is really, when you see the hedgehog, don't even go about. Just don't even go about. Because whatever happens, when you don't know it, it is abruptness, nastiness. There's something about freedom. Be leery, they would say. But I would say, as a magician, I wouldn't use leery. I would do Cantilena to do that. That's the opposite of leery. Leery is something like ring around the posy, and it's not something to be spread. So when I see it and I see it hard, you just have to go. So one question or anything, hi Space Cowboy, we're about to end soon. There's something about this, when you say it, it would be fate. It would change everything in a blip to a grinder. Now, when I hear it, I actually have to say, yep, there it was. Can't even see it through. Solitude, 3 B's to the day. Family. Something about the family. Lastly, tree. I've got nothing else. This is pretty much the end of the video. All right, your full potential. You're at max where you are, and I do see a form of law of like within you, but also upon you. I do see like a carriage out, and I do see how everything will be, but your full potential would actually go anywhere where you want to go since you have law in you. It really is known. Right now it's just kind of this wall, and it's just saying where you need to be. And right now you have to stay put with law because it is upon you. But as far as it going forward, it's something that's known. You are. I do see a lot, especially in a 3 to 4. Something about 3 to 4. You're gonna do a lot of good things. You're just not at that push through the wall yet. There's not a lot of moving around your energy. It's a September through November that makes the final decision to a December of a DONE. That's proper, and that's all you need to know. So with that being said, everything will be fine for the rest of the week. Anything else, any questions or concerns, go ahead and leave a comment or send me an email. A like and a share is appreciated, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Let's say, nope, you'll be absolutely fine, Space Cowboy. You'll be absolutely fine. Talk to you all soon.